Mercato is crazy tonight, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight, la 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 la.
Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back a second time live on the channel today. You know it, and Mercato is crazy, and for the very first time can we say that we have a kind of acceleration. At the moment it's just words, but I can tell you, prepare yourselves to start tracking a few planes. What did I tell you before the end of the Mercato? I really feel that we will see 3 new faces, at least 3 new faces, including Kolo, Muani. Waiting, being patient, and hoping that things are really accelerating and becoming facts instead of just words. But there is one thing that makes me extremely laugh, but really laugh, and it's not the first time during this Mercato session. It's the fact that I've been the only one since already last year, but especially this year again, alone on that boat that was called Jadon Sancho. Alone. Nobody wanted him, and now Beppe is not good. Beppe has behavior problems. Beppe is overrated. Beppe, how on earth would we go for a player like that? Beppe is unstable. Beppe is a player that actually, but he didn't do anything at Chelsea. He was not able to do something at Manchester United. He's absolutely not an example. He's arriving late at training session. He is always in trouble with his coaches. It's because of this. It's because of that. It's because of that. We don't want him, and Juventus is totally crazy to go for a player like that. I was the only one here to say I want Jadon Sancho against everything and everyone. Today, for the very first time, we hear that the voices about Jadon Sancho to Roma could be real and that he really could go there. Mamma mia, panic on board. Panic on board. Panic on board. No, Juve, what are you doing? It's not possible. And how can it be that we are losing a player that we already had an agreement with? Everything was done. We were just waiting for Nico Gonzalez to leave. And then when he was gone, we could have gone for him because everything was agreed with the club. Everything was agreed to the player. That means that we are amateurs. That means that we are bad. How can we play football in 25 without Jadon Sancho? How on earth is it possible? Ragazzi, you need to decide. You need to decide. You want a player or you don't want a player? You think that the management is incompetent because they go for a player, or they are incompetent because they lose the player, according to some people? I really don't understand. Sometimes I really don't understand the reactionary comments of people. I really don't understand them, seriously. I wanted Sancho. I still want Sancho, even if I think that he will not come. But I try to use my logic. I try to use my brain. And as I'm reporting Juventus news 24/7, because I have a good memory on what is happening, on what I say, what I report, and the article that I cut and I put every day visible for you so that you know that I'm not just inventing but reporting what the papers say. I know the chronology of events. So what is happening with Jadon Sancho? Let's try to understand what is really happening with Juventus Jadon Sancho. Is it that we are losing a player because we are too weak, because we cannot go for him? Or is it because we made a conscious choice? A conscious choice that can be wrong, maybe. That can be wrong. Let's try to speak about that in today's video, because I already have the tactical pad that you can see here. We will use it later to see how Juventus could possibly play football without Jadon Sancho, but maybe with some players that could come instead of the number. I don't know what number. I don't know what's the number of Jadon Sancho. I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, let me say hello to all the people of the chat today. We have Ax66, Ciao Juventini of the world. Thank you for 16 months together with us. 42 months for Mr. Zep. Ciao, my friend. Ciao a tutti in the chat. Like, for example, Amat Sacco that is asking for a maximum of likes. Matthew Tuma, 8286. Aldo Sancho is good. I know that Aldo is one of the only one that has been consequent since already last year, because he said, I don't want Sancho. Whatever happens, I don't want Sancho. And he continues to say, I told him I want Sancho. He says, I don't want Sancho. We never agreed on that, but he has been always consequent in what he says. Question after Chico Yildiz. Have Sancho 5M is sub-bench. What? Wait. Question after Chico and Yildiz that we already have. Sancho at 5 million is a sub bench. Could be seen like that. Then was he really a sub or not? We can speak about it. Ciao, Steve Cano. Ciao, my friend. It is signed? No, but there could be in the next few hours an acceleration. Sancho to Roma, but we will speak about that. Okay. We want to go chronology. What happened with Jadon Sancho? Fast, because you should know the details because it's already a summer long that we are speaking about him. So, is the interest for Jadon Sancho real? Yes. Now we don't have to pretend that there is no real interest for the English player. There has been with Cristiano Giuntoli last year. He was that close to join Juve. At the end, we didn't go for him because we already did a lot on the transfer market, and they were missing a few pieces to make sure that Jadon Sancho would join as well. At the end, he went on loan 1 year to Chelsea. That actually, to be honest, he did normal. Some good performance, some performance that he totally ghosted. At the end, they didn't agree on a salary. Chelsea was not 100% convinced because they have the money to do whatever they want. Indeed, you look at what they already signed this season. Delap, the other one from Brighton, Pedro, that was really good, by the way, at the Club World Cup. They said, we don't go for it. We pay even a fine, because that was agreed upon, but we don't actually activate the option to buy. And he went to Manchester United. Now, with June 31st, but then also with Damien Comoli, we were observing the player. We were looking for the player. We were in contact with the player. That has always been reported by all the media. That Juventus and the entourage of Jadon Sancho, they were talking, actually trying to make sure that the player reduced his salary, because his salary that he's earning now at United is not sustainable and is too much. In the meanwhile, we were talking about Conceição becoming a permanent signing. I always told you, in the ideas of Juve, initially, it was not or Conceição or Jadon Sancho, but I told you Juventus, if they have the possibility, they go for two players. The priority, because of the clause that was about to stop for the an activation of the clause for Conceição, was when was it? I don't remember, the 15th of July, I think, something like that. Don't remember by heart. I believe it was the 15th of July. Juventus had a priority. It was taking a decision for Conceição. After that, the coach has been totally convinced, especially at the Club World Cup. The club was convinced, and we were able to find an agreement with Porto to actually split the payment in 4 years for the Portuguese player. Juventus was a bit more chill on, okay, we have now time to check for the situation, Jadon Sancho. Let's try first to make sure that we are selling some players. And who already went away? Bangula, Wea, and Alberto Costa, in a kind of, even if it's not called like that, but a swap with Joao Mario. That's it. More than that, Dafara and Garofani, two goalkeepers from the next gen, went on loan. Today, Pietrelli went on loan. But did we see other players leaving Juve? No. So we are at square one. We are actually exactly at the same situation. The fact that today we heard some papers saying that Nico Gonzalez could have opened to Atletico Madrid, that Atletico Madrid is really interested in the player, doesn't mean at today, the 14th of August, that the player is 100% gone to Atletico Madrid, that they found an agreement, that the player is ready to travel there. That's not what is said. So at the moment, we are exactly at the same situation as we were yesterday, as we were last week, with the only thing that today the Mercato activated a bit, because we hear about Douglas Luiz potentially leaving, we hear about Nico Gonzalez, and what else do we hear? We hear potentially that Dusan Vlahovic is not leaving, which caused a big, huge problem. Don't forget about Dusan Vlahovic possibly not leaving, or leaving for a total free in the last day of Mercato. Don't forget about that. This is something that 6 weeks ago, when we were talking about the Sancho situation, 1 month ago, we were not really taking into consideration, because we were really thinking that at a certain moment, he would have found a team, which at the moment he didn't. And even Milan, that was the last hope at the moment for Dusan, apparently is gone, because they would go for Højlund. Okay, this is a bit the rebuild of the entire story of Jadon Sancho. Now, in that 3-4-2-1 with a Conceição that is actually showing that he's a kind of starter in that way of playing, with a Jonathan David that can also come back and actually link up with his teammate, and with the clear objective Kolo Muani that we heard today, that there is a huge big acceleration for the Frenchman. Well, Juventus is thinking, okay, what do we miss? What do we miss? And that's where I go towards a strategy that I have in mind, that I think that Juventus is thinking about. So if we consider that the 3-4-2-1 is the way that we will play with, we are playing with two players that are closer to the striker, right? And not anymore wider. First of all, if you play wide with a 3-4-3, 4-3-3, of course, a Sancho is much more attractive than what we have now in a way of playing, because we are looking for two more trequartisti behind the striker that we had before. If we know that at the moment, let me check, Kelly is here, okay, and that we have Joao Mario there, what can we see? Where is Joao Mario? I'm trying to find Joao Mario. Here, okay. This could be at today the starting lineup. Of course, you don't play in 2025 with only 11 players, with the quantity of games that you are playing. So, of course, you are looking for alternatives. What I am actually putting in mind for Juve, that new strategy of Mercato, could be this one. That the Kolo Muani, where is Kolo Muani? I've put him here. Kolo Muani could become a player that plays in that role. We said it earlier, can play here potentially. Yeah? He can play in the three roles, but a Kolo Muani here doesn't mean that he is a sub. That Juventus would play with the O'Reilly, because Douglas Luiz is about to leave. Potentially, yeah, guys, potentially with the Miretti that you were all crying for because you wanted him. With the Miretti. Potentially with the Molina. Kostic at the moment, waiting to understand a bit of Cabal. Douglas Luiz gone. McKennie. Cope Manners. Rui. Let's put them a bit more ahead so that we are making space. Miretti and O'Reilly, that are two players that are actually able to play in that position. You have on top of that, you have a Savona. Just checking that I don't forget anybody. Azic could potentially go on loan. You have a Cabal that is at the moment injured. Guys, ciao Mo. Ciao grandissimo Mo. So if you're looking at that, guys, if you're looking at this lineup, do you need Sancho today? I like the player. I always told you that I really like the player. But if you look at that lineup, do you need Sancho? If you know that potentially, you will still have Dusan Vlahovic in your team. Where is he? I don't find him. I'm looking for Dusan. Potentially, you even have a Dusan Vlahovic still in your team if you are not able to sell him. A Kolo Muani that can play in that role. You have two players. O'Reilly and Miretti, that could, if needed, come down, play here, playing even in a 3-man midfield, can play in a 2-man midfield, can play a bit more offensively. If we want to change way of playing, you can have a Jonathan David here with a Dusan Vlahovic if he stays. If not, you can have with a Kolo Muani. So you can mix and do a lot of things with that team. I tell you, and I will repeat you endlessly, I am a fan of Jadon Sancho and I would have loved to have him. But are we really saying today Juventus lost Sancho? Or can it also be logic that Juventus says, look, Sancho is asking for a high salary that we were able to reduce. We found an agreement with him, but in the meanwhile, with Douglas Luiz leaving, with Nico Gonzalez leaving, with actually a Conceição that we made permanent, knowing that unfortunately Dusan Vlahovic would not free up space, that Weston McKennie would not free up space because he was also on the market, but there are no real offers. Knowing that we are a bit tight in budget, you know what we can do? We can take a player a la Molina, and here you already have 2 new players for the right side. We have Cambiaso that is back on his level, or hopefully back on his level. At the moment we have Kostic and waiting for Cabal to see what he can do from the moment that he will be back, probably in the month of October, November, not before. That could potentially be the strategy. Attenzione, it is a strategy. You also see that these players, they have no number. The only one that I put the number on is a Kolo Muani, even if he's officially not there yet. But that could be one. If Dusan Vlahovic should leave in the latest day, maybe you can go for a surprise extra striker, extra player to reinforce. But that could be a Juventus made of 22, 3, 4, and 5, 25 players. Is it enough? No. But that could be, guys. Then we can agree, we can disagree, but what would it mean? That Juventus reinforced themselves with a O'Reilly that I told you I'm not the biggest supporter of. A Molina on the right side that I told you I'm not the biggest supporter of. With a Kolo Muani that I'm a big fan of, with a Joao Mario that is to be tested to understand, and with who? With who? And Jonathan David, of course. Then, in the latest days, you have a Kelly that decides to go to Wolverhampton. Could be, and you want to replace him with a Renato Vega. Guys, I think that with all what we know in terms of money, because Juventus has already spent 119 million in extending or actually making the loans official, paying the second part of what we promised to players, etc., etc. I believe that we did a big job. Does that mean that with that team we are contenders for the Scudetto? I tell you no. But I tell you that we have a team that has an idea that is built out of what do we need, more than we have an opportunity with a beautiful player, with a beautiful name. And this is what I was asking for since long. For example, when I'm praising, the only thing that I'm praising about Inter is their strategy of Mercato, that they play with a 3-5-2 since a lot of years. Now they changed, but before that, and they always went with, okay, you have one player, we are looking at the double ganger, that if one player is not there because of a red card, suspensions, because he's injured, because he needs a bit of rest, or because we are changing during the game, you have a player that is identically taking his role, which we didn't do, which we didn't have. So that's a bit, according to me, the strategy of what Juventus tries to do. Then does that mean that Molina will arrive? I don't know, guys. There were some voices, but I think it's more a wish or more a thought than a reality at the moment. So let's see what is the logical explanation of all of that. Let's see. I'm really, really curious. Now, let me say thank you to 45 months of, forget about Sancho, show me the Muani. Then, guys, we can speak about the value of the players, the money that we are spending. Do we want a player or do we not want a player? If you are looking at Roma, which is strange, they are about to sell Manu Kone. Then if you tell me we sell Thuram so that we can go for Sancho, go for it. But there are a few things that didn't make me really happy today when I see a lot of people going totally crazy, exactly the same people that were insulting the management because they didn't want Sancho. This is a bit what makes me totally crazy. Hype the channel, 40k, here we sub for Bogdan, 43 months, thank you my friend. And then Hernan Jimenez, Hernan, my brother, hermano, that just told me and sent me a message about Balerdi at Marseille, that was motivating all the team, etc, etc. By the way, tomorrow French League starts, Premier League starts, and La Liga are starting, of course, as usual. Italy doesn't start tomorrow because Italy, they will wait until next weekend, but it is what it is. In a way good, so that we have a bit of time. Gracias para los 20 memberships. Thank you. Grazie, fratello mio. Who received them? Who received the 20 membership? Let me check. Nick, Vanini, Ismael, Frederick Holmberg, Mobinani, Andy, Giulio, Bonilla, Benjamin. Please, guys, if you received a membership from Hernan, please say thank you. Please really say thank you. I see a lot of people receiving a membership 2020, which is always beautiful. Fantastic. Sancho to Roma, thank you, Nick. Kone to Inter, Lookman to Juve, maybe. In the football, you never say never, huh? Never say never, but I always told you I would not have gone for Lookman because Lookman, we know it, he's playing in the position of one, Yildiz, okay, that's one, and two, it's a player that has a status of I am a starter, that is playing 85% of the games, like Kenan Yildiz has the same status, even more because he's the number 10 of Juve, where we play 85-90% of the games, and they are playing in exactly the same position. So going for a Lookman just because would not make sense. If you told me that Lookman was a player that was easy to play on the right side of the field, maybe yes, because of course with Inter doing some problems there between Atalanta and the player, of course the player, if he still wants to leave at the latest days of the Mercato, the requesting price of Atalanta could possibly drop, even if last year they didn't drop any cent for Koopmeiners. So I think that the price is 50 for Lookman and that it will remain 50, maybe dropping to 45. Would you put 45 million euro for Lookman? That would put Kenan's position in difficulty. I would not do it. Personally, I would not do it. Personally, yeah. Then, guys, everyone has their own opinion. So I recap for Sancho more than losing on Sancho. If I look at the logic strategy that I try to make to myself, I said, oh, guys, in a way I can understand. Then, yes, I wanted Sancho. And I would be pissed off when I see him with a shirt of Roma. Yeah, that's the reality. Is it because Juve was slow? No. I think it's not because Juve was slow. I think that Juventus, they were consequent in what they were saying. First we see who goes out and then we would be ready. Because the question arrived to Damian Comolli. The question arrived. First, we see who can go and leave. And in case some players will leave, we will be ready. He didn't say we will be ready to sign Sancho. He said we will be ready. If Nico Gonzalez leaves to Atletico Madrid, let's see how ready we would be. I think that in these coming days, we will see the strategy of Juve unfolding. Really curious about that. I will be laughing when Roma can't sell him and he leaves on loan after one season. Roma is not that much a club like Manchester United that can afford sending a player on loan because he's not working. Roma is a bit more tight. Eventually he could go to Everton so that they move him from one ownership to the same ownership in another country. But I don't. That's actually the thing, Dino. I don't think that Juve, from what I see, from what I hear, is looking for a player with the same characteristics as Sancho anymore. they changed objective in way of playing. And if we are looking at a strategy where potentially you could have O'Reilly or a Miretti behind the strikers, it's maybe because there are two players that gives you to something totally different than Yildiz and Conceição. Two players that can play and they're in a bit less that dribble, but a bit more that pass. A bit more that pass, that final pass, and also potentially being a bit more stronger in giving some reinforcement to the midfield. So that's what I believe, that we made a choice of having two kind of characteristics and two with other ones. I don't believe that Zegrova will join Juve because there were no talks anymore, and because it's a player, according to the latest, that would play his latest season with Lille before leaving. But it's true that the name of Zegrova has been circulated in the offices of La Continassa. Then maybe tomorrow Sancho goes there, Juve goes, boom, cash, money for Zegrova after Nico Gonzalez leaves. It could be that they are surprising us, I don't know. L'Olympique de Marseille is pushing as well for Zegrova. Let's see. Positive talks in the list. Latest are Douglas Luiz to Nottingham. Thank you, Hernan. I already had the tweet here prepared from Nico Skira. Ready a contract until 2030. To positive talks in the last hours. He's getting really close and close and close. This is also yesterday already, when we were live, something that I was trying to actually show you that yeah, he played well. Yes, he scored his first goal, but I didn't think that it would change anything in Douglas Luiz. Also because I told you, and I keep saying it, according to me, it's a player that we signed to be a starter in our midfield, not a vice Vlahovic up front. I would love Manu Kone, but he will not come. But I would have loved. You can ask Sir Raz. I don't know if he's there in the chat or not. But it was, I believe, 2 years ago, or I don't remember, but a long time ago, when we were not yet having Thuram. I said, if you cannot go to Thuram, there is the B plan, which is Manu Kone from Mönchengladbach. I said, pay attention to Manu Kone, because that's a player that I really like. If you cannot go for Thuram because they are asking back then 40 million euro from Nice, go for him because he's a really good player. When I saw him arriving at Roma, I was a bit sad, but then having Thuram and Kone, according to me, would have been difficult. Now I'm starting even to change a bit of opinion. In a three-man midfield, they could potentially even play together. It is what it is, guys. So what are they saying? Manu Kone possibly to Roma. To Inter. I don't really like that because he's a good player. Because according to me, he's a really good player. But I'm happy with Thuram, but a good player. Jimbo, thank you, my friend. Juve should stop buying players in Italy for 5 years. We have been finessed for a long time. Jimbo, if you're looking at the players that we signed now, not a lot. Jonathan David doesn't come from Italy. Possibly O'Reilly doesn't come from Italy. Molina doesn't come from Italy if Molina, because Molina, calma. Nobody's saying here Molina will join Juve, because then tomorrow, if Molina doesn't come, then you will start complaining, but we lost Molina. No. Nobody says that Molina will come. Some journalists are making the mathematic, but if Nico Gonzalez go to there and Juve is needing a right wing back, probably it's a good possibility to do a swap, but this is not yet what has been reported to us. If we are looking at Molina, possibly O'Reilly, Kolo, Muani, Jonathan David, and Joao Mario, 5 signings, nobody of them is coming from Italy, which I'm really happy about. And it's not a coincidence that Italy also had their problems on the transfer market, because if you're looking at net spent at yesterday, Italy had spent in net, which means what you spend for players minus what you actually received for selling players. We were at the net of 2 million euro. Yeah, 2 million euro. which is a zero operation. It means that not only you, but the entire Serie A is working as a if we sell, we sign. Otherwise, we don't do it. So 2 million euro. La Liga, 28 million euro. Bundesliga were able with 147 million euro to be net positive. So that means they signed much more that they sold, so for 147. And then you have the Premier League with 1 billion euro. 1 billion. So Premier League so far, because Mercato is not over, were able to spend 1 billion more than what they sold. 1 billion, not 1 million, 1 billion. Crazy, yeah? Then maybe tomorrow they will start selling. They will a bit reduce it. They can, but that's the reality. And Italy, Serie A, at yesterday, they were at 2 million against... wait, maybe I can show you the post. Let me show you the post. But it... Oh, don't be surprised, guys. It will be worse and worse and worse and worse. If you follow the channel here since long, you know we predicted it. We spoke about it. We warned people that were not believing in it. That's the reality. Yeah? That's the reality. So it's not only Juve, it's the entire Serie A movement, and also La Liga that is, except of a few clubs, having extremely difficulties. Germany is doing well, guys. Are doing really well in how they are actually managing. The stadiums are fantastic. If you're looking at 50% of the second division stadium, 50%, guys, of the second division stadiums were actually stadiums for the latest Euro, in Germany. 50%. In Italy, you have only one stadium that is today valid to organize the Euro, and it's the one of Juve. Can you imagine? All the other stadiums are at the moment not at the standards for a Euro. In Germany, all the first division stadium plus 50% of the second division. Crazy. I don't have it here, guys. I can't find it because I was scrolling. No, still not. I'm trying to find it, guys. I found it. That was the tweet that I wanted to show you. Net spend so far. So at yesterday morning, Serie A 2 million, La Liga 28 million, Bundesliga 147, Premier League 1 billion. Agnelli warned us about it in 2014. In 2014 already, and then he continued, and then he started working also on the Super League that could have done something for football to regulate, because there was also a lot of good things that nobody spoke about, because the football of the people, the rich is the poor football of the poor, I don't know, the rich are stealing the poor, I don't know what kind of banners they were showing the supporters of Liverpool. And did you see what they spent this summer, Liverpool? Did you see what they spent this summer, Liverpool? Spending like there is no tomorrow for a club that already won, Crazy. But I told you, I have never been jealous of Premier League. They did the things that they needed to do, guys. They worked together with one goal, is that the league was stronger, because they are smart. If the league is strong, all the clubs will benefit from it. While in Italy, they prefer to do the war, one against the other, and if you have a champion, take him back down and demolish him, and if possible, destroy him. Speaking about Juve, which they did in 2006. They were not able to kill us. They did it again after that with the Plus Valencia because they didn't learn. They didn't learn. They didn't see that it was a disaster of not having Juve there. But no. Guys, this is the reality. But yeah, explained. And the only one that wanted to save European football has been shown by the finger there, pointing fingers at as the black sheep, as the one that was evil. Without really understanding where we were going to. But that's another discussion. So today, when people are blaming, but why we can't go for that player? Why is Bournemouth? We told you, but you didn't want to hear. Can't wait to be the Saudi League will be certainly Europe and competing. Well, yeah, that we said. I think we made a prediction like a few weeks ago. We said here, I give you so much years and Saudi Arabia, a club maybe as a special host, maybe, I don't know, will participate in the Champions League. It's just a matter of time. Trying to check if we have some news in the meanwhile. Let me check. Despite the latest rumors, Juventus striker Dusan Vlahovic is not Newcastle target because they have other plans. So forget about it. Beb, I'm from India, and here there is. I heard that. That's a really good one. What you are pointing out. There is no broadcaster for Serie A in India. You know how many Serie A fans there are in India. Of course, they are much more focused on Premier League because of the language, because of whatever, because also of the culture. We know the history, etc. But there are a lot of Juventini, Interisti, Milanisti in India. They will not be able to watch Serie A. They will not be able to receive a beautiful product. Then maybe, I don't know, last minute they will find something. But at today there is nothing, which is extremely a pity. Middle East neither. See, it's really a big problem. Huge big problem. Last year in UK there was no Serie A. There was no Serie A. Until One Football came up with that solution. We have only 123 likes, and this is absolutely not acceptable. Absolutely not acceptable. Mamma mia, I'm. It's warm. You can't even imagine. Bravo, that I like. Dai, we need to go to the 40k. Dai. But Suresh, tell it to all your Indian friends that here we are covering Juve. Unfortunately, we are not showing the game so far. But we are covering Juve as good as we can. Thank you, Jose. Okay, what else? I don't know. 40k by Christmas. Oh no, guys. We are end of August. How much do we need? Oh, you know, no. No. I would be disappointed. No. Kolo, give me a prediction. No. 40k before the start of the season, I think it's not possible. That's not enough. No, I want to know when we hit the 40. When we hit the 40. Kolo went with the date. August 23rd. August 23rd, we do 40k prediction by Kolo. I would have said September, but the day before Juve. Short. No. I think somewhere towards end of September. Let's see. Anyway, third game of Champions League. September 5th. I think the second part of September. 40k when we score when Juve scored the first goal. Depends of Mercato bomba Dorsium. Mercato influences a lot. Mercato influences a lot. But Kolo Muani will not attract a lot of new Juventini. O'Reilly will not attract, according to me, a lot of Juventini. Molina neither. Sancho would have been a big one. Because you have the haters, the curious, the lovers. They all come. Sancho would have been a big one. I know, Kolo. Enough subscribers to fit the Allianz Stadium. That was one of the goals. I said 40, then we go towards filling the Allianz Stadium, and then we go 50, and then it's 100. 100 will be tough. That's something that I think it's not possible. I always said that. I think that 100 is not possible. 100k is not possible. Except if you have a Super League where every week you play against Liverpool, against that. That would have been a big one. Otherwise, I don't think it's possible. 100 no, guys. 100 I don't think so. Or tomorrow, Ronaldo is coming on the channel, he's making an interview, then you have suddenly 100,000 people watching, but then will they stay? It will be more about of curiosity. No, I don't like to mix the languages on the channel, because then you will kill all the algorithm and notification. With people will receive notification for a video, they will go, it's in Italian, then they up and it's in English, and then they don't know, and no, that doesn't work. I don't know. Sometimes I'm asking myself that. So guys, what else? We spoke about the strategy of what's his name? Of Juve. That could be a logic. Why not go for Sancho, possibly? Pedula, nothing at this Mercato about Juve. Zero. Giuntoli is gone, guys. Remember last summer and last winter, it was a Pedula show here on the channel. Now, zero. I was expecting something a bit more in movement, but no. And we are already the 15th of August, which means it's Ferragosto. It's the day of the Mamma of Jesus. So, buon Ferragosto a tutti quelli che festeggiano. I don't know how you say the 15th of August in English. Here they are saying mid-August, but that's not what I was looking for. Assumption. Feast of the Assumption. No, Ascension is when he goes. Assumption is something else. Ciao Momo. Momo is saying Pedula was Giunto's megaphone. Bah, we knew it. It was not even a secret. No, Holy Mary. Bravo, bravo, bravo. That's what I was looking for. That was what I was looking for. But no, it was not even a secret. Nobody tried even to hide it. We knew it, guys. Everything was discussed, and then they gave us the information that they wanted to give us, but we knew it. Happy Independence Day. You want to try with Grok? When will the channel reach 40k? Well, we can. We can. Let me check. We can. Internet. Where is Grok? Grok. When will the YouTube channel GJustjuve hit 40,000 subscribers? Let's see. To predict when the YouTube channel GJustjuve might hit 40,000 subscribers, we need to consider its current subscriber count and growth rate. Based on recent posts on X, GJustjuve is active, but no specific subscriber count or growth rate data is provided in available information, so they don't know. Wait, growth rate. Tools, they are giving us tools. For example, if GJustjuve has 38,000 subscribers now and gains 500, yeah, but they are making me the math. I know the math. Grok has absolutely no idea. Wait. You can project forward from the current date, August 15, if GJustjuve is close to 40. Now they don't know. Wait. How much do we have now? 39,261. Projected date August 18 or 19 would be nice, but I don't believe that. That's in like 4 days. Try ChatGPT. Let's go. But I cannot show you ChatGPT. When will the channel the YouTube channel GJustjuve hit 40,000 subscribers? Wait, so you told me that I had to give the link of the channel. That's what we'll do. With currently 39,261. Okay, and then we speak about football a bit before closing. The channel is currently stands at 39.26. Indeed, yeah. So you are approximately 739 away. Yeah. Estimating 7-8 weeks. They cannot be. I asked him for a prediction and a date. September 9th. So they are saying ChatGPT gives me a prediction September 9th. Okay, let's see. We will see. Okay, can we go back to football? You see. Questions before I close. Nico Schira, ne abbiamo parlato di Douglas Luiz. We already spoke about Douglas Luiz. The first impression of Joao Mario, according to me, is that, again, a lot of Juventini judged without having seen a single second of the player again. And went because they woke up and decided that it was not the player that they liked we will hate him. It's confirming what I said here on the channel from what the researchers were telling me without being an expert of the player. That it's a player that offensively is really good. Offensively is really, really good. But actually he's a right winger in the beginning of his career. And then Sergio Conceição actually asked him to play as a right back in his career. That's why he went a bit back, but he's lacking a bit in defense. But he's a player with speed, a player that can carry the ball, a player that goes. So offensively, extremely beautiful things that we saw in the first games that he played. But he needs to confirm, of course, in a higher level. Let's see already against Atalanta. That will be another test. And then when Serie A will start, defensively I'm a bit scared also because I watched him against Dortmund suffering a bit in the beginning of the game. An ADME before Juve decided to go up. And when you go up and he was focusing up, then it was a lot much easier. But I think it's a much better player than what some Juventini were saying in the beginning. But pay attention because judging a player in that position, so right wing back, you must analyze both of the faces, and that's a player that you will need to judge in what is bringing up and what is bringing down. Otherwise, you will not have a complete information. It's not because you like offensive players that you can only judge him because of what he's doing offensively. You need to take it as a complete package. How many times does he lose his men and we are conceding from that side of the field, and how many times is he going up and he's doing well. So, but no, better, I believe better. But that's also a thing. If you were here when we were talking about Joao Mario and you read the comments of the people, you would go crazy. But now nobody saying I was wrong on Joao Mario. I know, we forget. You know what? Let's speak about Sancho now. My brother, you know that I'm thinking so much about you. You need to send me a private message to tell me what you are doing, my friend, because I'm always curious. Mohamed Youssef, thank you for coming by and saying hello, and for the 5 membership offered, my friend. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Big Juventino, Mohamed Youssef. Will you be able, Mo? Will you be able to watch Serie A? Because people told me also in Middle East there could potentially be problems to have the rights of Serie A. Grazie, Mo. New season, new hope. Indeed, I agree. It's always like that. Stars Plays showing Serie A online platform. But you see, so far no news. Serie A rejected the offer. You see, nobody has the rights. Guys, we are the 15th of August. You won the book, but where is Pecci? I promised to Pecci that I would do it when he would be here, the book. If Pecci is here, I want to do it. Otherwise, we wait for Pecci. I'm a man of words, you know that. He's there. He's there. Memory and man of word. Is it time for the book? Start writing the page. The page. You know what I have here. You know what I have here, guys, in the book, huh? Aya, 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 aya. Disaster. Brought back so many bad memories. Disaster. Throw it away. Burn it. Bad memories. Okay, the book is here. You know it. What is the question? What is the question? Take the book, but we don't have the question. After the works of Locatelli and Tudor, yeah, but what is the question? Without question, guys. Without question, we have a problem. Now, we need the question. Tell me the question, guys. Give me a bit of inspiration. How will the season be? No, it's better the question. What do we need to do to have a good season? That's a better one. What is the advice to have a good season? That's a better one. That's a better one. What is the advice for having a good season? If we follow that advice, then we will have a good season. If we don't follow that advice, we have a problem. So now, start with the numbers. Again, you can spam how much numbers you want. Go with the pages. They start at page 4, I believe, or 4 until 149. Go for it. Boom, boom, boom. Pages, 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 pages. Okay, I will start closing my eyes, refreshing. You hear at my finger that I'm refreshing the page. 3, 2, 1. I stop and I click. I click nowhere. '76. Gabriella or Gabriel Lilla or Gabrielilla, I don't know. 76, that's the page. Okay, there are two quotes, two advices for Tudor and the team on page 76. Put me up or down, so top or bottom. So page 76, but I want top or bottom. Top or bottom, because there are two advices, we need to pick one. Top or bottom, top or bottom, top or bottom, top or bottom. Refreshing. The advice. Top. Top, but I think that bottom is also a good one, so I will read you both of them. Because it's a new season, we go with both. The two advices for season 25-26 to be a successful one that we are giving to Igor Tudor and the management and the player is on page 76. So page 76 is here. Is so the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. What does that mean? Work. Work. Juve, work. you must work. Because without working, it will not work. But then there is another advice, still on page 76. Impossible is a word to be found only in the dictionary of fools. What do we have? We have two quotes on that page 76 that we have chosen. The first one was telling us you need to work. Otherwise it will not work, guys. You must work, you must work, you must work, you must work. Something that Igor Tudor yesterday promised us. These guys, they will give everything, so they will work. This is the promise made by Tudor. In the post-game, when you see his face about winning immediately, you see that it's difficult for him. But that's why, if we work, if we are united, if we are able to go hard, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. Dusan, let's see if he will be here or not. That's another question. Say thank you for the Champions League. I would be happy with the Scudetto, I already tell you. Act 66, my birthday. Go to the page. Die for the birthday of... it's today your birthday, Axe. Happy birthday. No, I thought it was on the 66th. I was like, it's not possible. So, for the birthday of Axe, there are two ones. I will read you both because it's your birthday. On page 66. When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. And also, unsuccessful people have great ideas. Successful people have great execution. That's for you, Axe. That's for your birthday. That's the advice for you. For Tudor, we already chose. The destiny has chosen for Tudor and the team. It's June the 6th. You fooled us. You fooled us. I think his wife, his girlfriend, Vanya. I hope so. El libro, ¿qué es? Es muy fácil. Es un libro donde aquí la gente puede poner una pregunta y vamos a elegir una página y es el concilio para el equipo o la respuesta a la pregunta. Y es verdad que el libro siempre dice la verdad. Mohamed, thank you, my friend. Beppe, what do you think this new management learned from the past and applied? Does it feel different this year? I spoke, I don't remember when, or it was earlier today, or it was yesterday, I don't remember, that I was extremely confident about the new structure of the management, with a lot of new roles that were made to be close to the team. The role of François Modesto that is closer to the coach, that is there, closer to the team, that is always there, that is feeling what is happening. The role of Chiellini, that is there to be the guarant of that Juventinità, head of football strategy. Damien Comoli, we are looking for a sporting director that is not there yet. So I really, really believe that the structure is good. Then I answer the second question. What about the men that are fulfilling these roles? Chiellini is a young person in that role. Modesto was at Monza, where he did well with Monza, because with him they were doing beautifully in Serie A, but he's a young person in a big club, big experience in a top club. Damien Comoli, after 5 years, I believe, of Toulouse, where he was CEO of Toulouse, today he's coming there in a big club in Italy. So we need to understand And only time will tell us if these people are the right person for the roles that they are in. Only time. What I can already tell you that I don't know if it's what they learned from the past and they applied, or the idea that they already had without disregarding what was happening on the past, is that at the moment we don't let players go because we are in a rush, because we have 30 players, just for the sake of letting them go, and because we are obliged to. We prefer doing things rationally and calm instead of with a rush, because we are attracted by Jadon Sancho, for example, or because we are scared that we we are like that. We stay like that. We don't care. At least we are sending a big message to the players, to the agents, to the other clubs. Miretti doesn't go for 10 million. Did he go? No. Dusan Vlahovic doesn't go for 5 million with Benacer. Did he go to Milan? No. At the end, Milan, they even went for Højlund instead of Dusan Vlahovic. Of course, with the risk of staying with problems for season 25. Knowing that it's the last year of contract and we don't care. But at least next year, players, they will step down a bit. The agents, they will maybe lower a bit the requests that they have, or the demands that they have, or the threats that they are doing to Juve. The other clubs will, again, knowing that they're going to Juve, knocking at the door, you cannot just ask for sales prices. Taking the risk, of course, of being with a team that is not at the image of what the coach wants this year, of the management, what they wanted this year. But at a certain moment, you need to break it. And this is what I start to see already. Bangula, they went for, I don't know, in total how much? 32, something like that, in total. While we agreed on for 22, where I was totally like, what is happening here? So I think that he did what he had to do, sending a message. Then, will it work or not? We will see. I already explained that story, but people, they don't listen to me. Rabiot went away not for the money, not for the request of the mother, but people don't listen to me, so I will repeat it one more time, then you do whatever you want with it. Rabiot went away because he didn't believe in what Cristiano Giuntoli wanted to do. He renewed with Manna, before Cristiano Giuntoli arrived. Then he was able to work 1 year watching Cristiano Giuntoli, and when he could have renewed again, he wanted to stay. When he could have renewed again, he said no. Because of the project, because of the person, because he didn't believe in it, because he wanted to fight for a Juve that could have gone with clear ideas, good ideas, and not hearing again, we want to play for a fourth spot. I know that Rabiot has been controversial. We like him, we don't like him. We believe that he's a good one or a bad one. That's the reality. Then you believe me or not, you do whatever you want. I'm not here to convince you or to tell you what to believe in. I give you the version that I know for sure. And in 10 years, I will also show you why I know. If you prefer to go with the fake stories of the mama, then he went to Marseille, guys. And he's even staying at Marseille also this year. Super happy. And he was MVP of the team of Marseille. And he was in the top 11 of Ligue 1. So at the end, I don't know who was right or wrong. Playing for a coach a la De Zerbi, because here I see already some, he was the lover of Allegri. Well, he had a fantastic relationship with him. Absolutely, yes, it's true. But people were saying he can only play under Allegri because he's his loved one. And not because he's with De Zerbi and he's playing. Guys, I told you about Rabiot. I had the opportunity to meet him, to speak with him, to know him. Sometimes we stop at things that we heard or that we think before knowing. Anyway, Rabiot is the past. He's my big friend. I admire him. I respect him a lot. But he's not a Juve player anymore, so... Rabiot always played, Steve. You're right. Played with Allegri, played with Ancelotti. He played with... not Tuchel wanted him, but he was... because of the club, he was out of the team. But Tuchel wanted to play him. He played with De Zerbi, played with Sarri, played with whoever. With Deschamps. I'm not sad over Rabiot. Everyone makes choices in life, and you need to move on. He would have stayed. Maybe he would have done extremely bad. Maybe he would have done good. We'd never know. In life, you never know. So I prefer not to regret too much. Guys, Steve Cano has a really beautiful one. Good night and thanks to all. That's a really beautiful end of the live of today. Or is there something that we didn't spoke about? No, we already 2 lives. I think we can close, huh? Yeah. And then we can come back tomorrow. Ragazzi e ragazze, Juventini, Juventine, grazie, forza. Juve, ciao. Ciao a tutti.